computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
Hello dear listener, and welcome to Live Through a Prism with your host Rob Tierney, episode 67. We're going to look at pop culture and the treatment of little people in the entertainment industry in recent years, due to comments made by a famous actor. In 1937, a classic animated film came out from Walt Disney called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It was the world's first feature-length cartoon. Let's fast forward to 2025 and the box office disaster from Disney's remake called Just Snow White. It has had so much controversy since being announced in 2022, with comments from its lead Rachel Zegler and being delayed at least twice with lots of reshoots. What I'm going to focus on today, what is missing from the title of the live-action remake. There are no seven dwarves in the title. This article that we're going to look at today is from thatparkplace.com, dated July 30th, 2024, by John F. Trent, entitled Actress Terrera Jolie blasts Disney over Snow White and reveals Apple TV Plus originally planned to cast dwarves for Time Bandits but changed course after Peter Dinklage criticised Snow White. Actress and producer Terrera Jolie, known for the Little Women series of reality television shows, revealed that Apple TV Plus originally planned to cast dwarves or little people in their remake of Time Bandits. However, she notes the studio completely changed course after actor Peter Dinklage, fame of Game of Thrones, criticised Disney's upcoming show, Snow White film. Back at the beginning of 2022, Dinklage appeared on the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, where he criticised the Walt Disney Company for their upcoming live-action Snow White film. Dinklage said at the time, "Well, you know, it's really progressive to cast a literally no offence to anyone, but I was a little taken aback by, they're very proud to cast a Latina actress as Snow White. But you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So, take a step back and look at what you're doing here," he continued. It makes no sense to me because you're progressive in one way, but you're still making that blank, backward story of the seven dwarves living in a cave. What the blank are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough, he said. He then concluded, "I don't know what studio that is, but they were so proud of that, and all love and respect to the actress and to the people who thought they were doing the right thing, but I'm just like, what are you doing?" Later in the podcast he added, "If you tell the story of Snow White and its most blanked up cool progressive spin on it, let's do it, all in, but I just don't know." Now, in a recent video uploaded to YouTube, Jolie detailed how she and her family were seemingly cast in Apple TV's Time Bandits series. But following Dinklage's comments, the production decided to change direction away from dwarf and little people actors. She said, "I'm done keeping my mouth shut. Get ready with me as we discuss everything Time Bandits, the series, the movie, and Disney." Imagine my excitement when I got a direct call from the casting director stating that they wanted me to personally audition. What? I never even knew that this new series was happening. It hadn't been released yet. We had no information about it. I was over the moon, so excited. I auditioned. Shortly after Joe Nofo got an audition as well. After both Joe and I auditioned, we got the most amazing call ever. "Please send in your passport information. We also need your COVID update." At this time, people still were not travelling unless they were fully vaccinated. This meant you're one step closer to New Zealand. That's where it was going to be filmed. She added, "Joe and I both agreed that if he got it, we would go and support him, and if I got it, we would go and support me." and we would take the entire family. Not only did we make sure that Joe's passport and my passport were up to date, but Penny's was expired, so we went and had her passport updated just for this opportunity. Initially, we were in contact with them almost every day with their team, with scheduling timeframes, where we'd be filming, how we would transport children, the whole 9 yards, and then crickets. Why? Jolie explained. My team contacted their team, and all of a sudden, with no explanation whatsoever, they stated they are going in a different direction. I was heartbroken. Not only were they going in a different direction for me, but they were going in a different direction for Joe as well. At the end of the day, all I thought was this is going to be a really great opportunity for little people instead of that one little person that gets every single role out there. There was a rumour that they weren't using little people. I thought, no way. There's no way that they were affected by this whole Peter Dinklage thing. Allegedly, Peter Dinklage has had a lot of effect on the industry when it comes to little people. Instead of helping little people get more entertainment jobs, he has done the exact opposite. As Jolie promised, she did not just reveal that Apple TV Plus seemingly went a different direction after Dinklage's comments, but she also claimed that Disney lied about reaching out to the dwarfism community. In a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, a Disney spokesman responded to Dinklage's comments, saying, "To avoid reinforcing stereotypes from the original animated film, we are taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarfism community," the spokeswoman added. "We look forward to sharing more as the film heads into production after a lengthy development period." Jolie shared, "I reached out to the largest little person community, which is called Little People of America. Did they hear from Disney? No. So here's this little person community you're reaching out to. Is it by the name of PD? Peter Dinklage." She then notes Dinklage's comments and Disney's decision to axe dwarves from the film lined up with the casting for Time Bandits. This is not about Snow White. This is about Time Bandits. But the timeline is everything, because right when they were Xing little people from Snow White, well, they gave one a role. They were also deciding the casting for Time Bandits. Could it be that they had the PD, Peter Dinklage effect? That's what I'm going to call it, the PD effect. Allegedly, this PD effect is really jacking up jobs for a lot of little people that have vested their lives into this industry, that have moved to California for this industry, that have committed to this industry, she said. Whether it be taking on a role that may not be the starring role in a huge movie, not just work, but work that we're passionate about, work that's fun, acting. From there, she called out Hollywood's hypocrisy. When it comes to diversity and inclusion, there is a hypocrisy within Hollywood, and I feel like they champion diversity, but yet they don't practice what they preach. Because I'm proud to be a dwarf. I am diagnosed with dwarfism. I am proud of that, and there are not a lot of roles for people with dwarfism. And when those rules are taken away and given to an average-sized person, and they shrink them, or they say, "Oh, we changed the role entirely," well then that makes a different movie. Make a different show, she declared. This is not Time Bandits. This is not that show. Time Bandits is not the same as what you are portraying it. You can still make it diverse, changing the race, having a girl. From there, Jolie addressed comments made by the show's executive producer and director, Taika Waititi. Waititi said he did not believe that the show should be defined because of the presence of little people in it. She responded, "Well, why have little people at all? You're telling me that you're going to give other little people background or minimal roles just so that you can make it seem like it's still the same kind of movie." An example, if you don't think it's inappropriate to have one of the main characters, a little person, you decided to put a cherub. That's right, his character's name is Cherub. Dane Noonan, who is in Time Bandits, the cherub, Time Bandits, for those that are unaware, is a film that came out in 1981 by one of the Monty Python's Flying Circus alumni, Terry Gilliam. The show was being made by Apple TV. Next, she addressed comments by the show's co-writer, Jermaine Clement, who informed the Associated Press that he wrestled with whether it's right to stereotype little people as magical creatures, and then also whether, by not doing that, you're cutting out jobs for smaller actors. Furthermore, he noted that after the series received backlash for not casting little people, that he and the production team reacted to those complaints and added parts for some smaller actors. The AP also noticed that, should the series be renewed for a second season, those roles would be more prominently featured. Jolie noted that these comments made her skin crawl. She explained, "For him to state that it made me feel like, well, if the dwarves are popular in the first season, then we're going to give them a bigger bone in the second season, and we'll make them a bigger part. Just because they felt guilty. Newsflash, they were the bigger part. They were." She then pointed to fellow actress Abby Purvis' comments regarding the casting decision from 2022. Purvis, who is the granddaughter of Jack Purvis, who played Wally in the original 1981 movie, stated in a now-deleted TikTok video, "This was a film that changed the times, and it was ahead of the times, to be honest, because people like me weren't treated the same as they are now." She continued, "For a generation that is so big on talking about inclusivity and diversity and making sure that everyone's heard, this whole casting choice is just absurd." Newsweek reports, she added, "Please, can someone answer me? Can you tell me why you're tarnishing not only my late grandfather's legacy, but the other short actors in that film, just because it doesn't fit your normality?" Jolie said, "Abby Grace, who is the granddaughter of the actor who played Wally, put it perfectly, that she thought this was going to be a real opportunity for the dwarfism community, for the little person community, as did I, as did so many other little people. We thought that this was a chance for little people to have an opportunity. Sadly, that's not the case." She later added, "The industry states that they are now more inclusive, but I tend to disagree. Even when it comes down to something as simple as standing in, that used to be how we would survive when we weren't doing other mainstream jobs, and now they have average-sized people just standing on their knees for children, that's a whole new story." From there, she returned to Time Bandits and questioned what Terry Gilliam, the film's original director, thinks about the Apple TV Plus show. I wonder what are his thoughts. How does he feel about this new series, the one that he originally made into, some would say, a cult classic? She concluded the video saying, "I was hurt by being discriminated with an average-sized person. The disability community is just as important as any other community." Time Bandits released on Apple TV Plus on July 24th. There you go, listener. What do you think on this article? Next episode, we'll look at another article on this subject. Let's have a conversation. Till next time, take care, and bye for now.